Hello, my name is Hannah. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we get too far into 2022, I wanted to just look back and give some appreciation to some of the great things that came out of 2021. So that's what this video is about. It's really just an excuse for me to gush about my favorite movies and TV shows, but I hope you'll stick around and hopefully you'll check out these things that I'm going to be talking about because they are all really amazing things and I love them all very much. Also, this is my third attempt to make this video. My two previous attempts were way too long, so I'm gonna try and keep it a little bit more concise this time. I am gonna set a timer so I don't talk your ears off. We're gonna start with the TV shows and movies category. Ready, set, go. Okay. So my first favorite is Schmigadoon. It's a series that came out on Apple TV Plus or whatever you call that streaming platform. It's about a couple who gets lost and stuck in this magical town where people just randomly start dancing and singing about stuff, and in order to leave the town they have to fall in love. So that kind of introduces some complications because, as I said, they are a couple but they can't leave town, and so they gotta figure out if they're actually in love with each other or if they love somebody else. It's a fun show. It's a musical show. It is heavily influenced by the musicals of the Golden Age. So, you got your Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals, Music Man, My Fair Lady. It's very much influenced by those musicals, and so the musical numbers throughout the show are in that kind of style of music, and I loved it. I was a musical theater kid growing up. I did all of the musicals when I was in high school, so this just reminded me of how much I love musical theater. It makes me happy. I love the singing and dancing. I love the energy. So yeah, this was a great show, and I highly recommend you check it out if you like musicals. All right, next on this list is another musical TV show. It's called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. It's about this lawyer named Rebecca Bunch who moves from New York City to this very small town in California to be close to her ex-boyfriend and basically get back together with him. Of course, the whole show is not all just about Rebecca getting back with her ex-boyfriend. It also has a lot to say about mental health and growing through mental illness and struggles. It also has a lot to say about sexuality, about what it's like being a woman in this modern world. And so there's a lot that this show talks about. And I feel like everything in the show is very well thought out and it all just works together. It's funny, it's got singing and dancing in it, but it all comes together in a very well thought out and enjoyable way. And I loved it. Next on this list is Sex Education. It's about a teenager named Otis whose mom is a sex therapist, and one day he gives advice to this kid about his relationship with his girlfriend, and from there Otis starts giving sex and relationship advice to a bunch of kids at his high school. So yeah, it's about growing up and relationships and sex and just figuring those things out as a teenager, and I think it's a really great show. I love the characters in this show and you should definitely check it out. Next, I want to talk about Loki. I love Marvel. I love the whole MCU thing, so of course I watched all of the new series on Disney Plus, and Loki was my favorite. Loki starts off right after Loki escapes in Avengers Endgame. From there, he is caught by the Time Variance Authority, which is basically the time police, and they catch him so that they can use him to catch an alternate version of himself that's causing even more problems for them. I really enjoyed Loki. I think it had a very Doctor Who kind of vibe, especially in the first half of the series when he and Owen Wilson, their interactions, I don't know what it is about it, but it has a very Doctor Who vibe, which I really liked. The whole thing with Loki and Sylvie, who is the female version of Loki that he's trying to catch, the relationship between those two is kind of weird, especially when it got all romantic and I don't know. I get that he's a narcissist, but it just seems weird. It just seems weird, okay? It seems weird. I think their relationship should have been more platonic, kind of like in Spider-Man No Way Home. Speaking of which, Spider-Man No Way Home is the next on my list. I loved it for a week after I saw the movie. I was obsessed. I was thinking about it nonstop. I don't think they could have brought all three Spider-Men together in a better way than they did in this movie. I really liked that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man had more of a part in this movie. They weren't just cameos. And I thought their chemistry with Tom Holland, just the chemistry between the three Spider-Men was really lovely. I like that Tobey and Andrew's Spider-Man acted as mentors to Tom Holland. And it was just really enjoyable. The next movie also has Andrew Garfield in it. It is called Tick, Tick, Boom. It is a musical about the musical theater composer named Jonathan Larson. He wrote the musical Rent. This is a story about his life before he wrote Rent, about the first musical he wrote, and how he tried to get it to be produced on Broadway. So this movie has themes about trying to find your direction in life and which path to follow. And since I just graduated about a year ago, I felt like it was that was a theme that really struck a chord with me, because I feel like I am trying to figure out which path I want to go down, especially like career-wise, and like who I want to be as a person. So watching this movie just really stuck with me because of that. And I love Andrew Garfield's performance as Jonathan Larson. He is amazing and perfect, and he can sing really well. And I love the soundtrack. I listened to it on repeat for about a week, so it's a really great movie. Next movie on this list is called Free Guy. It's about a video game character, like one of the background characters, who like comes alive and like starts to like interact more with the actual players of the game. And in the end, he has to save the video game. Guy is played by Ryan Reynolds. So it's a very funny movie, very enjoyable. In my notes, the main thing I have on my notes says pure enjoyment. So if you're ever feeling kind of down and you just want to watch a funny, lighthearted, uplifting movie that you can just kind of watch to escape whatever's going on in your life, I would definitely recommend Free Guy. That's all the movies and all of the TV shows I have to talk about, so let's move on to some of my favorite YouTubers. In 2021, at the beginning of the year, I discovered ASMR, which is a style of video that is supposed to help you calm down. Not just like calm down, but like physically it has this like weird effect on viewers, including myself, and it's very weird, but it works. And two of my favorite ASMR YouTubers are Sarah Lavender and ASMR Glow. I like Sarah Lavender because she just has a very calming presence, and her roleplay videos are just really good. And then ASMR Glow has a really cool accent. Her accent is just very calming. Okay, next YouTube channel I want to talk about is Cinema Therapy. There's a therapist and a movie director, and they watch movies together and talk about the psychology behind different characters and different filming techniques that kind of help to convey what's going on in characters' heads. I love movies. I love picking movies apart and analyzing them. And so I just love watching these videos of this therapist analyze the psychological things that are happening in movies. Next YouTuber I want to talk about is a booktuber. Her name is Christiane Jones. She makes a lot of videos about book recommendations. She's also a writer, so she has writing vlogs. I love her vlogs, whether they're writing vlogs, reading vlogs, just life in general vlogs. I love all of them. They have this very like magical feel to them. I don't know how to explain it, but when I watch her vlogs, I feel the same way that I feel when I watch Studio Ghibli movies. Just this very magical, whimsical, calm kind of feeling. Next is Lynn. I love her videos because I love her style. It's very colorful and artistic, and I just really like it, okay? So I really like her videos. Her bedroom apartment makeover video is just goals. Like, honestly, if I were living alone in my own apartment and could decorate it any way I wanted to, I would decorate it like Lynn decorated her apartment. I also love the illustrations that she puts in her videos during like the transitions. I just think that those illustrations she uses are just so fun and creative, and she's very talented. So you should definitely check out Lynn because her videos are just artistic goals. Next, I want to talk about Lena Norms, specifically her No More Misery Miss series that she posted throughout the month of December 2021. I feel like this series was exactly what I needed. Her intention for these videos was to cheer people up who weren't feeling in the holiday spirit. So I needed these videos. They did what she wanted them to do. They cheered me up and just made me feel kind of happy and kind of hopeful about where things are going. You should go check that out. Next, I want to talk about Moya and Nana Florence. The reason I'm grouping these two YouTubers together is because I feel like they have a very similar vibe and I like them for the same reasons. They are both located in the UK, so I love that. I spent a semester living in London, so watching their videos just kind of takes me back to that time and I love it. I also feel like they're in a very similar stage of life. Moya just graduated earlier this year and so did I, so I feel like we're all just kind of figuring things out post-grad. That's why I really like watching those videos. Last on this list is Leah's Field Notes. I discovered Leah's channel at the beginning of last year, right after I graduated. I was having a really hard time in that post-grad transition from being a student to not being a student anymore. That was really hard on me, and Leah's videos were just very comforting to me at that time. Her videos to me felt like I was getting advice from an older sister or just like hanging out with an older sister, if that makes sense. That's just the kind of vibe I get from her videos. And I still, to this day, really enjoy her videos. Those are all of the YouTubers I have to talk about. Now I just have a few last random things that I want to talk about. First on this list is Trader Joe's pumpkin pancake mix. Super random, but I got a box of it for my birthday and I'm still thinking about those pumpkin pancakes. They were so good. It is perfection. Pumpkin perfection. Another food-related favorite is tea. I really got into drinking tea this year, all different kinds of tea, hot tea, cold tea, lattes. I love tea. There's actually a tea shop in Park City, Utah called Atticus. So if you like tea, you should check out Atticus in Park City if you're ever in the area, because it has some really good tea. Next is this t-shirt. I got it for Christmas. It's this long-sleeved gray t-shirt and it has Mickey Mouse on the pocket and on the back. I love this t-shirt. I love the way it fits. It's kind of big. It's a little bit loose and boxy fit and I really like that. And it's super duper soft. I've been wearing this shirt several times a week for the last 3 or 4 weeks since I got it because it is just my favorite shirt at the moment. Another favorite are these boots, these black combat boots. I got these from my sister because she grew out of them and I have very small feet. But I love these boots. I never thought I could pull off the combat boot look, but I've been wearing these boots a lot and I've realized that it was all in my head and I can wear whatever I want and it doesn't matter if I can pull it off because it's up to me. Next is an Instagram account. It's called Classic Jane Austen and this account posts a bunch of Jane Austen related memes. I love Jane Austen. My favorite class that I took while I was in college was a Jane Austen seminar. So yes, I love Jane Austen. I am a Jane Austen nerd. If you like Jane Austen at all, even if you just like the movies, you should definitely check out this Instagram account. The memes are so great. I love them a lot. Those are all of the things I have to talk about. All of these things are my favorite things. So if you're looking for any good movies or YouTubers or TV shows or just random recommendations, I hope you got something out of this video. If you have any recommendations of things that I should check out in the coming year, please leave those down below. I'd love to check out some of your favorite things. That's all I have to say. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like me, you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye. I didn't even start to think. Again. No! Okay, I get it. Here we go. Yes, I did it. There's someone outside. 1 second.